How did you get rich? How did you get rich? How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I've seen you before.
You're Miles Garrett, right?
I am.
Nice to meet you, man. Can I get 1 minute with you real quick? So how did you get rich for the people that don't know? We're today.
Ken Ricky.
And what is your company?
FlexJet. We do fractional ownership of about 370 planes and about 5,000 employees worldwide.
How old were you when you became a billionaire?
I'm about-
How old were you when you became a millionaire?
28.
20. Ma'am, question for you. How old were you when you became a millionaire?
28.
28 years old. And then how did you get rich?
You're not going to ask me when I became a billionaire.
Are you serious? How did you get rich? What did you do? How did you become a billionaire?
I have more than 10 companies around the world.
And what was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
When I was young, $80 million in 6 months.
$80 million in 6 months? Could I interview you for a minute? I interview billionaires all over the world to help the younger generation. Is that cool?
Okay, that's cool.
Did you come from a lot of money? Did you start out with a lot of money?
I started with negative debt of $3 million.
How?
My family member passed away and I inherited $3 million in debt, not in cash.
You made $80 million in 6 months. What is the best financial advice you would give to the younger generation?
Ignorance is expensive, so learn to swim before you drown.
Did you have people that doubted you in business?
Oh, of course. That's one thing. The most important lesson I would give to anyone: save your energy. Don't ever try to make people understand you or get approval from anyone. You only need to please God, because human, you can never please them. They can't even please themselves. If you keep trying to please human, you will waste a lot of energy. The moment you stop making people think you're good, that moment your life take a leap.
Did you go to university?
Yes, of course. I had 2 master's degrees before I was 20 years old, 1 postgraduate degree since I was 19, and a PhD.
Did college help you become a billionaire or no?
Of course, because college give me discipline. I love that. I love learning, and I don't stop learning. I'm going to take a few more master degree and a few more PhD.
What's one lesson about business that you would teach me right here that is not taught in business school?
A lot of people aim for sale, for revenue, for the figure of the revenue. No, not the revenue, not even profit, because your profit could be hidden in the bad debts, in the bad stock. The most important thing is the net cash that you can take out of the business as the net dividend after tax in your pocket. That's all that counts.
That's game right there.
Yeah.
For somebody who is stuck in that cycle of poverty, what advice would you give to them?
If you want to escape the cycle of poverty, be friend with at least one rich person, because all the rich people want to teach you how they become rich. They want to give you, they want to help you, they want to mentor you, they want to give you some money to start your business. The poor will only bring you down. And remember, don't always try to make people like you, because when you're successful, you will have haters. If you're prepared to say, let them, whatever they say, then you will be ready to be very rich.
Where are you from?
My parents are from Thailand, but I live in Monaco.
How important is it for an entrepreneur to leave their hometown?
It is the best thing. To travel the world, pack your bag, get your visa, get your banking done, all your neurons are going to change. Every time you cross the ocean, every time you leave your hometown, it's no longer comfortable. You become enlightened in business, enlightened in yourself.
So it's safe to say that you can't become a billionaire working from home.
You're not a tree.
You're not a tree. I love that. Hey, if you're going to sit on the couch, go sit on the couch in Paris.
Yeah.
What is the deepest life quote that you've ever heard?
Things happen for you, not to you.
What's that mean to you?
It means that things happen to build you, prepare you, to grow you. So once you know that everything happened for you, then you take it with courage. You take it with a big smile. And you look for the best thing that comes as a blessing in disguise. The moment you look for the good thing appears.
You have amazing advice. Thank you so much for your
Thank
time.
you, thank you.
I connect with all the billionaires I interview. Could I get your contact?
Yes, of course, I'll give it to you. Call me anytime.
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, ma'am. How did you get rich? How did you get rich?
I created one of the greatest fitness products on the planet.
So you're a business owner.
More than a business owner. I also master the art of communication. I've sold over $2.5 billion worth of product.
Are you, wait, real quick, can I interview you for a minute? I go all over the world to interview billionaires to help the younger generation.
I'm going to an event.
For 1 minute, is that okay? I know it'll be worth it. I've interviewed 40 billionaires in the last 4 years. Can I get 1 minute with you?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
Is that okay?
That's a good pitch, by the way. See? It works.
Did you come from a lot of money?
Absolutely not. Flat out broke. But I'm going to tell you something. I also raised a little boy from South Central. I had him for 12 years of my life, and he was murdered. People hit rock bottom all the time. Most of them stay there, get comfortable, build a couch and a house down there. Don't do that. The best thing in life you can do is go down and spring right back up.
And that's exactly what you did.
Oh, I've done it more than once. Life happens for you, not to you.
Were you good at sales?
I'm one of the best that's ever been on the planet. That's what I do. You know what pitching is?
Yeah.
Getting someone to say yes. Because if you can get one yes, you can get a credit card.
That's game right
I
there.
realized at a very early age, if you can communicate what you want, you can persuade someone else to say yes to you, you win.
Your parents were broke.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time and give your parents one piece of advice, what would that be?
I love that question, and thank you for asking that.
Guys,
Okay.
we have to stop filming to protect the privacy of our guests.
Yeah.
I like getting kicked out of places.
Yeah.
But no, because I'll tell you why. Don't ask for permission. Ask for forgiveness.
Yeah.
Something that nobody knows. Oh, I don't know if I should tell you this. I was an actress early on in my career, and I couldn't find an agent. I was chased around a lot of desks. There was no Me Too movement. There was no protection for people like me. There was a casting couch. And so I created my own manager. I literally figured out how actors get hired, and I created a woman called Lindsay Maxwell and a company called Creative Management, CMA. And for 3 years, I represented myself. I got my own gigs. So don't wait. And I didn't ask anybody for permission because sometimes the rules don't work for you. And is that okay? I don't know. Break them and find out.
So what's your name?
What's my name? My name is Dr. Forbes Riley. Forbes is in the magazine.
Did you have people that doubted you in business?
Everybody doubted me. Nobody thought I was going to be successful. In fact, I was made fun of on television. There was a TV series called Pitch Men. They literally said my product would never work. I've sold $1 million a day on home shopping, 2.5 million of something that they said wouldn't work.
How do you know?
Yeah, you're not supposed to ask ask a woman how old she is?
How old are you?
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm turning 66 and I'm just getting started.
I would guess 35 maybe.
Oh, see, now that's a... Oh, yeah, you are a charmer. You're an innate pitcher. I got to tell you, I very rarely met somebody who can pitch as well as I did. I think you may be that guy.
If me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
You know, I don't know if you get to live more than once, but if you live right the first time, once is enough.
I love that. You have amazing advice. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that. And I connect with all the billionaires. Sir, I have a question for you. How old were you when you became a millionaire?
I've seen you before.
You're Miles Garrett, right?
I am.
Nice to meet you, man. Can I get 1 minute with you real quick? So how did you get rich for the people that don't know?
I played defensive end for the Cleveland Browns.
You're one of the greatest defensive ends of all time.
I mean, if you say so.
Tell the people what record you broke this year. For those that don't know, man.
Single season sack
The
record.
most of anybody in a single season.
Yes, sir.
What was the most amount of money you made in a single year?
I can't say that.
More than 10 million?
Yes.
More than 15 million?
Yes.
More than 20 million?
Yes.
Not
We'll stop right there.
Actually, more than $20 million, man. Did you come from a lot of money?
No.
Was that one of your driving factors? Was that motivation for you?
Absolutely. I wanted to give my family a better life, better lifestyle, especially my grand. She had always been my driving factor, and she passed away right before I got into college, and I always write her name down on my tape.
When a lot of athletes go into money, they're not used to seeing that much money, and a lot of them go and blow it. What are you doing to preserve your wealth for years, for decades to come to build that generational wealth?
Teams and energy, renewable energy.
said energy?
Yes, sir. Part owner in the Cavs, and I'm looking forward to being an owner in a Premier League team sometime
You're
soon.
part of a basketball team, man.
I am.
I'm going to challenge you. Take me back to the most life-changing conversation you ever had. What's the greatest piece of advice you received throughout your career?
Probably sat down in high school, and I was with my parents and my head coach at the time for football, who was also the AD, and they told me I needed to be all in or all out. You can't do anything half. And if I wanted to be great, then I had to give everything to it. I was really into basketball, and I wanted to just do football on the side. It was like, if you're going to do it, make the most out of it and see what you can become, but don't play around with it.
Did you ever worry about what people thought about you?
Never.
I'm sure you've had haters with this amount of success.
I mean, you are who you are.
Hey, Jaylen Brown told me that they don't build statues for haters. They build them for people that do things like Miles Garrett.
You're damn right.
How old are you?
30.
30 years old. Do you believe in God?
I do.
How important has faith been for your success?
All glory goes to God, everything that I do. Every sack I point up to the sky, I kiss my wrist and I have a cross there as well. And I believe that's almost completely part of my process and my success.
Jesus is king.
Every day.
I got amazing advice, my friend. Thank you so much, man. I got to ask you, man. I connect with all the millionaires. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
Question for you. I started a channel at the University of Texas when I was 20 years old. Grew it to 20 million followers, and I've interviewed 39 billionaires in the last 4 years, like Mark Cuban, Michael Rubin,
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Could I get just 1 minute with you? Of
course, yeah.
Who am I here with today?
Ken Rickey.
And what is your company?
FlexJet. We do fractional ownership of about 370 planes and about 5,000 employees worldwide.
How old were you when you became a billionaire?
About 7-8 years ago. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a nebulous. It's not like a line in this. There's not a line of demarcation.
Among yourself and the most highly successful people you know, your network of billionaire friends, what do they all have in common?
Passion for sure. But I would also say many of my very successful friends are fanatical about detail. Fanatical attention to detail, right? Just paying attention, knowing the little things that make a big move.
What was your turning point to financial freedom? Was there a moment early on in your life that told you I wanted to kind of go out there and create an
You know when you're rich? When you have 25 times your annual spend. So if you live on $1,000 a year, you're rich at 25,000. People say, well, I want 10 million, I want 12 million. That's the wrong idea. The right idea is how much does it take for you to live the life you want to live? And some people, it's $100,000. Some people, it's $10 million. Well, if it takes you 10 million to enjoy your lifestyle, then you need $250 million. So it's more of a function of how you live and not a function of what you have.
You have a very interesting philosophy on wealth in terms of your being open about it with your family, which is maybe controversial to some people. Can you explain that philosophy for my viewers?
Well, sure. I mean, number one is that I often say when kids are growing up, we've been taught to talk about sex and not money. But the analogy is, the answer is money's much more important. Making sure your kids know how to be stewards of what they have. And the other thing is, if you talk about trust, right? You talk about good advice. One of the most interesting pieces of advice I got was from President Clinton. I was his pilot for a year and a half when he was running for president. And he used to start a conversation. He would say something like, I don't know you very well, but I sleep way too long. And he would say to me, when you meet someone, if you start a conversation by displaying one of your faults, you're telling people you trust them. So if I tell you, I ate too many French fries, right? I didn't have to tell you that, but you say, Ken trusted me, and he mentioned that to me. So now when you go to your kids and you want to create trust with them, you have to tell them secrets. You have to open up yourself. If you're going to create trust with your children, they have to know the secrets. So financial is one of the huge secrets.
How old are you now?
69.
My last, you're 69? You
Oh,
look
stop.
amazing. You look amazing. All right, my last question for you. Ken, if me and you died tomorrow and you had one more message to leave with the younger generation, what would that be?
The key to success is empathy. Think about others. Think about your employees. Think about your family. Get up every day being empathetic and sympathetic for those around you.
People remember how you make them feel.
Exactly.
You gotta
Yeah,
make
they
them
don't remember your name, but they remember how they felt.
Thank you so much for your time.
Well, it's
I
a
really
pleasure. Thank you
appreciate
for what
that,
you're
man.
doing. Very well needed,
I
and
really
you're doing a
appreciate
great
that.
job.
I connect with all the billionaires I